Hey everyone, it feels like it's been forever. I have not been live for a while. Been a long time. We're going to make over a book today. So, since I have to paint it, we're going to get right to it while people join. So, this is just a book. It's got some really cool writing in the front here. But it's just a red book. And then way back in the day, hey Brenda, hey Rachel. Way back in the day, I stenciled a flower on here, but I stenciled it upside down on the back side. So we're getting rid of that. So as long as we're just going to paint this sandy blonde just because. Actually, I don't need to get rid of all of the red. I just need to get rid of some of the red because it's going to be a Christmas book. We're going to use the Christmas stamps. And I need a solid background and I need to cover that up. I sanded it, but I knew sanding it wasn't going to be enough. I had to cover that up. So we're just covering up this red with some khaki and we're doing it really sloppy. Right like that. And then I'm going to go over it with a white, but the white was that red and the white was not going to cover up very well. So anyway, while we wait for that to dry, it's Whiskey Wednesday, right? I'll show you what we have here. I have a wet paintbrush. I have one of recycled Christmas papers. So this one, you can find this on my website, but this one is really good. I have not used it yet, so I thought this would be a good opportunity. Like I like some of this. I like all of it, but I like all of it. And we're going to use it on that book. I'm not sure how, but somehow. I don't know. I don't have a plan at all. And so we have that paper. And then I have a piece of a music sheet. And this is from 1657. I don't know if I can believe that. But this one, I'm going to stamp on him. So we can do that while we wait for that other piece to dry. So I have the Christmas wishes. I've not used this yet. Anybody else have this stamp? Because I had to get it. I couldn't let it go without grabbing it. Oh, I didn't get a thin one. One moment. Got a thin mount. Do you have a thin mount? It's a lifesaver. So on the stamp, when it's brand new, you have to season it. So we're going to take this finger sander and we're just going to go over the entire stamp one way all we're doing is we're taking off the factory newness. Newness, is that a word? And that's all we needed to do. Let's just get that stuff off of there. Then this music sheet, my hair is tickling my nose. This music sheet has the word angel right there. And it happens to have this cute little angel here that we're going to use. See, isn't she sweet? And I think if we put her, it's somewhere where I can still read that word angel. I think that would be sweet. So she's going to go on the thin mount. And we're going to stamp her in black. What I like to do when my stamps are new is stamp it on something else first. And make sure I have a good image. And then what it does is that also kind of like seasons it. And then we're going to stamp again. And then I got to make sure I can read that word angel. I got to get it. There's a seam right here. And it's affecting my stamp. I'm going to go down here. I'm going to stamp her. All right, as soon as I get ahead a little bit, we're waiting for my book to dry. Then I will read some comments. So now after she's stamped, then you can take and clean off your stamp so that you don't have any ink left on it. You can also take a baby wipe and clean it off. And then I usually take them to the sink and clean them up with Dawn dish soap. But since I'm out here, we're not going to clean that one up quite so well. I'll do that later. Okay, so we have her on there, which she's really sweet. We're going to use that on this book. We're going to use, I have these postcards that were in my back porch collection, and I sprayed them with Tim Holtz ink, but it wasn't enough. So now we're going to do a little fancy schmancy stuff. So hang on. I'm gonna read some comments. So hang with me, guys. I'm gonna use my thin mount for a paint palette. Water, weathered wood. Splatter. And then I'm gonna spray it, mist it, and so it kind of smears. And then I'm also going to grab a bottle cap and make some rings. Street. I have an egg carton here. Let's grab an egg carton. All right, cool. I just need to roughen them up a little bit. Now they're going to dry. Over by Wilson. Wilson is here. I just haven't given him time to talk. Oh. You finally found me, guys. Oh, yeah. Almost. It's coming up quick, guys.
Backyard brushes, one of my favorite stamps.
Oh, I haven't used it yet, Sylvia. So this is new.
Judy, hi, Connie, Wilson, DIY, Wilson there.
Wilson's here. Wilson's here. Wilson's here.
Just couldn't find Facebook, wasn't let me here.
All right. So she's kind of sweet, but she's got some stuff here that needs to be. Oh, I said I was going to read comments. Wilson read the Facebook ones, but let's see who is here. We have Brenda. Hey, Brenda. Rachel. Hey, Rachel. Susan says, yeah, I didn't miss you this time around. Looking forward to seeing what you create. Well, Susan, I don't know what I'm creating. We're finding out. And she says hello to everyone. And they're saying hello back. Gert says, hi, Connie and Wilson, DIY. DIY, Gert. All right, what else do we got? Oh, Natalie from Sparks of Joy Studio says happy Wednesday. Susan says happy hump day. Lisa Levine, happy DIY. So excited for the retreat. Oh, Wilson read that one. Natalie says, I love that stamp. I'm excited to see what you create. Yeah, we'll see. One of my favorites, Judy's asking if Wilson's here. He's here. Bobby, DIY. Marla says, DIY, Connie just rushed in from thrifting, 40% off today. Wow, nice. And Dee says, hello, everyone at DIY. Catherine says, hi from Australia. Well, welcome, Catherine. And Marla says, DIY, Wilson.
Thank you.
Susan says, welcome, everyone. DIY party. Yes, DIY, guys. Judy, DIY. Hope you are coughing less and feeling good, Wilson.
Get better.
He's getting much better. What day are you on, Wilson?
Oh, I don't know.
Oh, he's lost track, so it must be getting better.
80.
80 days. So Tana, hello, Tana. And Sandy says, hello, everyone. All right, welcome, welcome, welcome. We're going to watercolor this little munchkin right here. So I have some green. Where is my green? I have Eden. And we're going to, oh, I hate that brush. Need some glasses. Oh, we had a lot of DIY. DIYs, all of you. Okay, so she's got some holly down here. That brush is terrible too. Where are my good brushes? Right here. Okay, so I'm putting some paint right on there with a little water. And then we're going to watercolor this stamp. And I'm going to do these in the front and leave a couple of them in the back because they need a little bit deeper color. Y'all been seeing me watercolor my snowman. So now I'm watercoloring these guys. So I'm going to use a little weathered wood to deepen up this brown. So you want to make sure that your DIY paint is watered down, or you won't be able to see the stamp, the imprint of the stamp. So make sure that that's all watered down. We're going to give these a little bit of interest. I wish they had some red berries there. We're going to give her little flirtatious on her dress. So some flirtatious. I'm going to mute that down a little bit with the green. So I don't want her little dress, her little shirt here to be too pink. So I used a little bit of green to neutralize that pink a little bit. And then another thing that we can do is put a little bit, hang on, I need some water. I'm going to use regular flirtatious and put a little pink in her cheek. Some of those music notes mess with her eye, like her eye is right there by that music note, makes it look like her eye is down there. That's not grand. And then we're going to go in and put pink on her lips. Oh, I can see where I missed her dress. Right here is part of her dress, yes. Then she has a little ribbon in her hair. We're going to get that ribbon in her hair pink. And I think there might be a little holly in her hair also. We're making it holly anyway. Okay, now we need to do her wings. Her little wings. What color are we going to do those? She's looking cute. Don't worry, we're going to age her up a little bit. She's not going to be quite this vibrant. I got to pick a color for her wings. How about a muted yellow? Putting it in a little bit of that pink. Actually, that's kind of like skin color. We're going to go in and give her some skin color. Those music notes are really messing with her eyeball. Like, look at how her eye is right there, but there's a music note there and there's a music note there. So they're really messing with her eyeballs. Let's do a tarnished pearl for her wings. A little pink in them. Oh, and then we gotta paint your hair color too. She's almost done. We're spending all the time on her, but we got a whole book to do yet. It'll be worth it. Don't worry. Okay, let's go in with some brown hair. She's gonna be a dirty blonde. Because I'm putting that yellow skin color and the weathered wood together. All right. She's done. Isn't she cute? All right. Now she's gonna dry. And let's go back to these. I gotta clean up my mess. This is a silicone mat, so everything just wipes off of it. Pretty amazing. Okay, these are postcards that were in my back porch collection. And we're gonna do some stamping on there. We're gonna get the postcard stamp. This one right here. And we're gonna put this aside, put this aside. Yeah, that was from the, well, that's from my silicone pad here. We'll let that go away. There we go. Okay, so we're gonna use this one. I've already used this one, but we already have this postcard here, so we're just gonna stamp it with this postcard word. I think I like that one the best. So let's grab this one. I'm gonna go on here like this. I have that 2 in there. Okay, let's go like that. Where's my thin mount? There it is. Oops. So the thin mount, you can line up the edges right here so that when you put it back down, you know exactly where you want to put it back down. We're going to do this in red. Remember, I like to stamp it off first. And then go a second time. Make sure that it's got lots of nice ink on it. Now my edges should line up right here to where I want it. And then I don't have to worry about it again. Ugh, look at that. So good. Red is kind of tricky, so you might want to take a baby wipe and wipe your stamp off so you don't end up with a stained stamp. You might anyway, but at least it won't be quite so red. And then let's put something else on there. Let's grab that Christmas wishes again. And this little deer was the sweetest thing ever. So he's going to go right in there. Except my postcard needs to dry. My word postcard needs to dry. And then I need a, see, Wilson's not coughing, he's sneezing. I need the mats for the word postcard, because the deer is going to go over top of him. Get my little deerie. Gonna fit right there. Line that up. He's going to be in just black ink. So if you didn't get the back porch collection, these postcards are in there. There's still a couple available yet. And then you can get 3 of these postcards. And you can stamp them any way that you want. So there's that little deer on there. Isn't he so sweet? Look at him. Oh, Wilson, I forgot my light. That's what I'm missing tonight. Maybe that's why I got a glare. All right, let's put him back. Thank you, Wilson. And now we can put the canceled stamp on there. Except I don't want that word postcard on there. So we're just going to use some black ink. I'm getting thin one. And I'm going to just go right there. See how much of that I got. A little bit more. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to stamp it here. Yeah, let's make sure it's the right way. So I stamped some of the ink off. So then I'm going to go just a little bit lighter. And so now it looks like there's a postage stamp on there. Like it ran through the post office. Okay. That is super sweet. Look at it. I love it. We're gonna let him dry. So we have the angel, and then we also have this little postcard. So my plan is I want to tuck this into the book. So it'd be like removable from the book. This will be attached to the book, but this will be removable. It's so sweet. I love it. Okay. Those two can dry. We're going back to the book. This is the top front. And we're going to go in with some white paint. There's a little bit of sandy blonde down there, but that's okay. I just want some white. Some white, some red, some sandy blonde, some paper. It's called mixed media, guys. And then we're going to get some paper on here. First, I gotta make it dry. I have a granddaughter messaging me, so let me see what she wants. I can't see what it says, but at least I know it's not urgent. Okay. We're gonna heat gun this. We're gonna take a DIY drink. DIY. And then we're gonna decoupage it on here. And I got a few little tips for you. So keep watching. I have to make sure I put this book straight because otherwise I'm going to do this upside down and backwards again. And I don't want that upside down and backwards. So let's see. Who do we have joining us? All right. We have Sandy here. And Sherry is here. Carrie says, good morning. Good morning, Carrie. Stephanie is here. Happy Wednesday. Carrie is saying hi to Katrina. And Gert says, adorable. Susan says, adorable angel. Yeah, she is sweet. My best friend decorates for Christmas with deer. She'd fawn over that postcard. Well, you can make her one. And Carla says, hi, Connie. Hi, Carla. That postcard is stinking adorable. Stinking adorable. So it's been a busy week, guys. I took pictures, family pictures on Monday night. So I did that Monday night. Last night I took 6-month pictures. Today I went and picked out seeds or flowers for next year with my daughter. And yeah, it's been busy. I want that red to be popping through so that I don't have to paint the inside of the book. So little bits of the red popping through is what I'm going for. Dirty red is okay because it's aged, but there, that's right. Looks like it said Tim Holtz when I opened that up. Oh, Victoria Holt. Okay, we need to pick out some decoupage, people. I want, this is the front cover. And I do like, except I don't want that there because my little angel is going to go on here. So we're gonna stick with this. This is a little bit simpler. We're gonna stick with this. So let's, how do I want to do this? We're gonna wet tear. That's what we're gonna do. We're gonna wet tear. So I just have some water. And we're gonna tear this so that we don't have to sand the edge of the book and that red still pops through. And we're going to go about right here. How far do we got to go? Right to there. And then here. All right, now we can get rid of this sheet. Now I'm going to do the top. All right, we're going to wet tear this top. And it's okay if it's not perfect. I don't want it to be perfect. All right. That is going to go on there like that and wrap around like that. Isn't that sweet? Double check my book, Wilson said. It's right. Okay, so we're going to use liquid patina. Here's some tips for you. So this is DIY liquid patina. And then we're going to use this golden heavy gel matte medium. This stuff is amazing. And if you're not using it, you need to. That's just what I'm going to say. So we're going to mist this paper. Just so it loosens up, gets all of its fibers all loose. And I'm going to go in with the liquid patina. And then I'm going to go in with some matte gel medium. Not much, just a little bit. And I'm going to mix those together. And that is just a better glue, a better decoupage, so that you don't have to worry about the paper coming off. Which this is decoupage paper, so it's a little bit on the thinner side. So when you're using rice paper is when you really want to use that stuff. But I just found that I love it for everything. And another reason that I love it is because now we're going to seal this in with the heavy gel matte medium. And then we can put paint on it and take paint off of it without affecting the paper. The paint or the wax is not going to soak into the paper. I'm going to peel some of this off. Just going to use a sander. Getting that off of there. I know there was some extra on the top too. You don't normally sand it off when it's wet, but I wet tore it anyway, so I'm okay with it tearing. And now let's open this up. Finish the back side of the book. With my liquid patina. On the back side. This is going to be really cute in a book stack. Like this can be the top one, and you can have a couple other books stacked and then wrap them in twine. Oh, this is going to be adorable. And then we're just going to take our brush, smooth this out here, get in that crease, push that paper in there. And then try not to have wrinkles. And if you do, like I do right there, don't worry about it. Push it down. And then we're going to go back over that with some heavy gel matte medium so that it seals it all in. Gives it nice protection. I'm never going to dry it. All right. What do we have? We have Carla that says, hey. Bobby Spark says, how is that sweet grandbaby? He's fine. He's 6 months old. So he's doing so much better. I'll actually, when I get his pictures, a couple of them edited, I'll put one out for you to see them. But yeah, he's doing so much better. Thank goodness. My family says, just checking in, what paper is she using? I'm using recycled decoupage paper, and this is Christmas. Oh boy, I can't remember. I'm gonna look as soon as I'm done drying here. Carla says, so does that heavy gel medium work as well as Big Top? It works for decoupaging. It glues your paper down better than liquid patina or Big Top. And then I've also used Big Top after the paper was dry and my wax still sucked into the fibers. When I use the heavy gel matte medium, it does not suck into the fibers. And no, Natalie, the Christmas Wishes is my stamp. So my paper I'm using is a recycled paper. And I don't remember what the name of that is. So you can see the red edge right here. And it looks like it was meant to be that way. Oh, never mind, she says. I thought you meant the stamp. Nope, the paper. I'll look in a minute because I got it sitting right over there. I need 4 hands. I gotta get that paper off the edge so I can see my red edge. Perfect. All right. It's not too bad. Let me check on the name of that paper. It is called Christmas Flock Masterboard. So it has all the birds in it. Here it is. Here's what's left of it that I haven't used. But that's why it's called the Christmas Flock Masterboard, because look at all these birds. There are tons and tons of birds on here. And that poinsettia and a bingo card. That's really my favorite right there, that bingo card. So this is a really good paper. If you like to craft with decoupage paper for Christmas, that's your paper. All right, we're gonna put this little gal on here. So I'm going to tear her out. I'm gonna wet tear her out. So when I'm putting her on, decoupaging her on, she's on really thick paper. This music sheet is really, really thick. So you want to make sure that you have that heavy gel matte medium so that it sticks. Otherwise, you run the risk of it not sticking. And then you can just tear her out however you want her to be torn out. As close to the edge. I got that word angel in there. That's what I was going for, is that word angel. Got that in there. Now we're going to stick her on this book right here. We're not done yet, so don't worry. Do you sell the golden gel medium? No, I do not, but I have an Amazon link. So they tell me I can switch over and get my Amazon link while I'm on here, but I don't know. Is it Christmas Masterboard? No, it's Flock, Christmas Flock Masterboard. Christmas Flock Masterboard. I'm not sure how I want her on here. I know this is going to drive you guys crazy, but I think I'm going to rip her. I'm going to rip her. Wing on. Right like that. Yeah, I like that better. And then I'm gonna rip this way. I like my images to be grounded. And I feel she was just kind of floating out there in midair. Now she looks a little bit more grounded. I'm gonna put her up here because I still have to slip this postcard in here. And I gotta do that with a band down here. So let's just get her glued on. DIY's liquid patina. The heavy gel matte medium because it's a thicker paper. And I'm gonna stick her on here like this. Making sure I get her in that crease. And then round that edge. And then I'm gonna get all those bubbles out of there. Guess what? I don't like this corner. I'm gonna peel it up. I'm gonna rip that corner. It was already stuck. So we're gonna make that work. Looks a little bit more aged like that because I ripped what I wasn't supposed to. All right. We're gonna dry and then we're gonna do some more. So don't go anywhere. She's sweet on there. We're gonna paint on top of her. DIY paint on top of her. And stamp. Royce already did this side for us. You could add more to that side if you want. We won't on this live, but I might later. Okay, we need, let me think of what I was going to put down here. Think. How about this? How about that? Actually, it could have been that one. This one's all aged up for me. Got her on one side, this on the other side. Well, let's do this one. And do this way. I like that. All right, so that is going to be a little envelope. And you'll see when we get to that. But this is going to like tuck in there. So it's going to be able to have a little spot to tuck it. So that's what we're going to use for that. And now we're going to paint this because this is looking like it's just set on there. Now I need to make it all work together. So I'm going to use weathered wood and water. And I'm going to push her forward and push some of that background back. Again, this has the heavy gel matte medium on it, so it's not sucking that paint in. That's why I'm able to paint on here and be able to move it around. This is too new up here. This is too new. We're transforming this book, guys. So I'm just going in with the DIY paint and water and then able to smear it around and give it a little bit of age. Like right here, this side is not done. So let's do that side right now. So I'm just gonna put the paint on there. So the paint is wet, and then I take my fingers and smudge it around. So then I just aged that all up a little bit versus that side. Now she's too bright. Now I'm going to do the binding because we are going to do something with that before we're done. Still all hanging with me? You're watching and learning so you can make up your own book. This is with the heavy gel matte medium. So now look at this side versus this side. I'll do that one later. So now if you think that you went a little too dark, you can pick some up. And it'll pick up a little bit of it. And now we're going to stamp. I have the Winter Adornment stamp. And it's got this little sprig right here. Is this the little sprig that has berries? Hang on. Yes. Yes. No. Yes. This one's got better berries. Let's use this little sprig. and this little sprig. All right, we have 2 little sprigs of greenery. That's what I want. It's just some greenery. So this winter adornment, I still have this one. It's from a couple years ago. So we're going to stamp on top of there now. Oh, we won't see that. So we're going to go up here. Not that we can't do it down there, but. Oops. Those little berries. I'm going to put some over here. Let's see where else we can put some. We will put some down here. They might peek over the top of that right here. We're going to peek a little bit over the top. You can cut this a little. I want it a little small. I don't think I can have it a little small. Well, maybe a touch. Let's go just a touch smaller. There, now a little bit of her peeks out, and then a little bit more of this peeks out. We're going to throw some in there. The binding needs some. And then this little greenery. Just making little marks all over the place and giving it a little bit of interest. And now we're going to paint some red on here, just because it's fun. There's my paintbrush. Right here. There's some red on there, and now we're really going to water it down. And do these that are way in the background. We'll do a couple on this spine as well. All right, that's looking good. think she's almost looking done, guys. So now I have to put, first I gotta make sure it's dry. I better dry it, or I'd have, it's gonna end up being a mess if I don't make sure it's dry. So what do we got, guys? It's DIY night. In case you're with me, it's DIY night. And Catherine says, turned out beautiful. Thank you. Susan says, looks great so far. And Marla says, I just made a book stack with the papers from my last video, but my paper is so much brighter. Did you do something to it that I missed? I aged it with paint, Marla. So I put watered down weathered wood on it. Because I wanted it to be more vintage. So I really watered it down. And then you can wipe off what you don't want too watered down. Okay. So this, I'm going to age it with some Tim Holtz spray. There's that one. I don't know what I did with my walnut one. I really don't know what I did with my walnut one. So we're gonna have to use weathered wood. So for weathered wood, when you're trying to use it to age, you put the weathered wood, the DIY paint, in water, and then you just splatter it. And then you can age it like this. You can age it like this. You can age it like this. So now that's got a little bit more age to it. Let's see if we want to put some stencils on here. You're just adding layers, guys. Doesn't matter where you put them. You don't like them, take them back off. Another layer. This one's got to go on there. Now I got to dry it again. And Marla said, thanks. I guess I missed that, and I like it a lot. Thank you, Marla. Yeah, I kind of just did the same thing with this paper with the weathered wood. I just watered down the weathered wood, and then I used it to age the paper. But the reason it's working so well is because I'm using this heavy gel matte medium. So you want to make sure that you're using the heavy gel matte medium, or your paper is going to be very absorbent and it's going to absorb that paint into it. Which my paper is not absorbing the paint because it has that protective layer on it. Now we're going to just go in with some liquid patina and seal everything in. I'll do the spine too. And I'm going to do this piece right here. Now we're gonna dry one more time. I should have stamped some words on there. I might have to do that. So this bell over here looks like a transfer. It's so vibrant, isn't it? It looks just like a transfer that I put on there. But it's DIY. I have the word Christmas joys right there. I can put that on there because I like that. We're going to do that in red. This is from the postage stamp. Oh, yeah. You can't see it very well, but it's good. That red ink really sucks into your stamp, so make sure you wipe that out of there. You don't want to leave your stamps all nasty looking. Now we need a glue tape. And all I'm going to do is put some glue tape right here. And then stick this down. And then the little postcard goes right in there. Kind of, oops, it's supposed to stick. It kind of covers her up. We're going to dry that ink. Oops, I'm shaking, yeah, sorry. I'm okay with faded. It can go in there like that. It can go in here like this. It doesn't have to go in at all. So this is the paper without being distressed. And then this is the paper being distressed. And then it has this little, and you know what? We don't have to have something quite that big either. Like, you can have this little tag that goes in there. But let's put we'll put the little deer head on there. I might need more than that. And then stick him in there like that. So that's cute. You can stick anything in there. You can actually put a hole in there, punch a hole in there, and make him a tag. So you can stick a little tag in there. But isn't that cute? That is your little mixed media book. So now you can put it on top of other books. You can wrap a piece of twine around the book stack. And then this one is all nice and distressed and looks very aged. And then it's still able to be a book. So what do I have? Susan said the layers remind me of junk journals. That's what it kind of is, Susan. I really love this idea of layering on books and mixed media. Great DIY. Thank you, Susan. Thank you. I'm glad you enjoyed it. What time is camp tomorrow? 10 a.m. Central Time. So Central Time, 10 a.m. tomorrow. We are doing brush strokes, loose brush strokes, and we're doing warm and cool colors. We're talking about that as well. And it's going to be really fun, but you got to learn how to hold your paintbrush really loose. So love it with the smaller insert. Yes, Carla, I think so too. And Dee says, or a bookmark. Oh, you're so smart. Look it, he can be a little bookmark in there. Yes. Stick him in the front of your book. So I'm going to punch a little hole in him and then give him a tassel. I'm going to age up those edges a little bit. And he's going to look really sweet. So yes, make yourself a book. Very late. Happy DIY Whiskey Wednesday. Lisa, you are very late. You are done, gone, and missed it. But DIY to you. All right, everybody. Thanks for watching. I hope that you give a book a little mixed media look for yourself using those stamps. If you need any of the stamps, you can find them on my website at thepaintedphotographer.com. I have all of them. I have Christmas wishes. I think I only have one left. And even postage, the postcard one, I think I only have one left. But they are really good, guys. They're really good stamps. And I still do have that winter adornment. I have that one still available. That is like all the greenery that goes really well. I should put a little stamp of greenery down here, speaking of that. But you can just keep going, or you can quit wherever you want. But look at that little postcard that we also made. So that's really sweet too. All right, everybody. Thanks for watching. And I will catch all of my art camp people, can't say ladies, people tomorrow at 10 a.m. And until next time, happy painting.